All right, with me now, Ibrahim Hooper. He is the spokesman for the Council on American Islamic Relations, and CNN national security analyst Juliet Kayyem. She's a former Homeland Security official. Welcome to you both. Ibrahim, let me start with you. Providing meal deliveries, grocery deliveries for people who are afraid to leave their home. Help us understand the intensity of the fear, the concern in central New Mexico after these killings.
Well, when you have an apparent serial killer targeting a minority community, obviously that's going to generate a lot of fear. And when people feel that they might be in danger going about their daily lives, as these individuals who were killed were going about their daily lives, I mean, it's something that they need to think about. And we've really been encouraged by the support and the outreach by law enforcement authorities, by state and federal officials. Initially, we were a bit concerned that there weren't enough resources being devoted to this, but I think it's all hands on deck now.
Juliet, Ibrahim used a phrase there, apparent serial killer here. Police say there is a connection between two of the killings. Is that enough to say it's serial? And if there is a serial killer here, is that something necessarily that police would go public with at this point?
They wouldn't go public at this point, and the term serial, I just think, is sort of a generic way of saying there's this targeted attack on men who are Muslim. And I want to just focus on what Ibrahim was saying. These are men who are sort of performing functions related to their religion in many ways when they're killed. So two are in the same mosque and then are home after and killed. One is killed after a funeral of the other two. So your worry, if you're a police department, was the funeral or one or the two of them being targeted. Another was killed, the one from last year was killed near or around the halal market. And so, yeah, I mean, this seems to be not random. It is a very small community in Albuquerque, less than 1%. So you're now looking at a very, very targeted community. And it is good to hear Ibrahim and others sort of express thank you and also appreciation for what the police department and the political leadership is doing. I think, we always compare this to Uvalde. Just even having that press conference yesterday in Arabic and in various languages related to the community is really important because it's a community that needs assurances that law enforcement is looking out and going to catch this guy.
Let's put those four faces back up again, and I want people to pay attention to the dates here because we have three of these murders that have happened in the last roughly 2 weeks, and then one back in November of 2021. We know that police say that Aftab Hussein killed on July 26th, Mohammed Afzal Hussein killed on August 1st. There is a connection, but with a murder so long ago, does that make it any less likely that that is connected to these three, Juliet?
So it's interesting, and I've been talking to some people in police departments what to make of a November 2021 and then this delay. So it could be that the first murder might have been known to the murderer, the first victim, and then that begins a sort of focused killing. That's one speculation out there in law enforcement. The other is he does the first kill and then waits for whatever reason and then gets triggered again, because 3 killings in just 7 or 10 days is a lot. So there might have been something triggered. The third explanation is it is actually not related, that there was one murder for whatever reason, and then these 3 end up being a single killer. But it's good that that Albuquerque is looking at them in their totality, because they could be related, but also the community is looking at it as a totality. They don't, there are 4 Muslim men dead in a community that represents 0.3% of the population. That is a significant number for that community who are targeted for their religious faith.
Ibrahim, you have, and your organization, I should say, has called on the administration to have a direct role in responding to these shootings. We know the FBI is assisting in the investigation. Describe what you'd like to see from the Biden administration.
Well, as I said early on, when these serial killings came to light, we were a bit concerned. But I think now we're getting a proper response. The president has put out a statement. The vice president has put out a statement. So I think their action is being taken. And I hope, inshallah, as we say, God willing, that we'll soon have a suspect or suspects in custody because somebody out there knows something. And with the reward, $10,000 reward we're offering, other people are offering rewards. I was just on a call. A community in Washington State raised money to send for a reward. A former police official in New Mexico called me and said he's sending a check for to add to the reward. So it's a nationwide effort. I think, especially since we have the suspect or vehicle of interest, hopefully this can be brought to an end soon, and it has to be brought to an end to end this fear. We can't live in fear.
Yeah, and we've got that image of the vehicle of interest, either a Jetta or Passat dark silver sedan-style vehicle that authorities are looking for. Ibrahim Hooper, Juliet Kayyem, thank you.